We gotta get
What's happening? What's up?
Yins, guys. Look at these guys.
Yo! Musky Max, 2 weeks! 2 weeks!
What's up, Yins, guys? Welcome back to Fishing PA with Ryan Reed. Guys, in this episode, I want to talk about a Muskies Inc. event that happened this past weekend here in Western Pennsylvania. Now, guys, that event is the Three Rivers Chapter 16 Muskies Inc. Lure Swap. Now, this is Chapter 16's first meeting of the year here in 2022. And really, this is such an awesome thing because this is open to the public and this is our night to come out and swap musky gear. All right, guys, before we get started, I just want to talk about the Big O's bucktails. Owen Seaman putting out some absolutely awesome bucktails. You guys need to check these things out. Owen sponsors the Musky Hunks podcast. You got the Big O's on there. You got the O for Big O. Owen's making some awesome bucktails and he's making some spinner baits. So when you guys go out to Musky Max, check out the Big O's Bucktails booth. You're going to be super pumped to hang out there, super pumped to pick up some of Owen's products, and you guys should take a look at these because they do absolutely catch fish in our area. So check out Big O's Bucktails. All right, before we get into the event in Chapter 16, I always try to answer the question of what is Muskies Inc? Now, Muskies Inc. is spread out through the entire U.S. and is the absolute largest conservation organization fully dedicated to the conservation of the muskellunge. All right, so what else does Muskies Inc. do? Well, Muskies Inc. as an organization really helps support conservation practices for the muskie based on scientific merit. Muskies Inc. also works with authorized federal and state agencies like Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission. Muskies Inc.'s primary goal is to just promote muskie research, and in some occasions, Muskies Inc.'s chapters have been able to establish hatcheries and rearing ponds with the goal to introduce that species into suitable waters. Muskies Inc. is a huge advocate of supporting the abatement of water pollution. Also, with that lunge log, Muskies Inc. maintains records of habits, growth, range of species, all with this goal to build a giant library of scientific information that can be used for muskie literature. Really, one of the main goals of Muskies Inc. is to help disseminate muskie information and really just help people learn about the fish. And again, all of these things really contribute to promoting a high quality muskie fishery throughout the muskie range. All in all, that is Muskies Inc. That is a very high level synopsis of what Muskies Inc. does. Muskies Inc. does a lot for the muskie and for the muskie fisheries all across the United States of America. What about the Three Rivers Chapter 16 of Muskies Inc? What does Three Rivers do for the local area here in the state of Pennsylvania? Well, guys, if you go out to the site, you're going to see a couple of things out there. Number one, again, we're going to talk about sharing muskie information freely between the chapters in the surrounding states. So again, the Three Rivers chapter is a great way to kind of share resources, share information, talk to really local fishermen in your area, and learn something new about muskies and muskie fishing. This is one way to cut the learning curve when you're talking about trying to catch these fish. Again, joining a club in your local area is a way to do that. Again, if you guys continue to look at the site here, assisting other like-minded conservation organizations in projects that will be beneficial to our fishery, i.e. habitat improvement, float stocking, and supplemental stocking, etc. Now, this is a big one, guys, because Three Rivers does a lot of work with the Minnow Fund. If you guys can see this sticker here, that's our Minnow Fund sticker for the year. So for $5, you can buy a sticker. That $5 goes to the Minnow Fund. So again, the chapter of Muskies Inc., the Three Rivers chapter here, works hand in hand with Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission on projects for like habitat improvement and really helping that stocking effort that goes directly into the Pennsylvania fisheries for the muskie. All right, so typically for the lure swap, I'm usually trying to rush to get there. The lure swap started at 6 o'clock and was over at 9 o'clock. It was at the Warrendale Sportsman up there in Warrendale, PA, near Cranberry. I headed up a little bit early after a doctor's appointment. I had to run out to the Mac Discount, pick up a couple of things for my wife. That's just a very awesome company. I really love what they're doing. And I wanted to mention this because they also did like one of those charity type events where some of the money was donated to Muskies Inc. and really the Minnow Fund. So just a very cool thing that Kellen's got going on with Mac Discount. I started my trip out there at Mac, and then I headed back down to Warrendale for 6 o'clock to be at the Sportsman.
Right there, we're like, what are we gonna do? We're in the middle of the lake.
That's right.
We have to.
Musky Hunks Podcast, baby. Let's go.
Continue on I-76.
Oh, we're spot burning this, baby. We're spot burning this SOB. Look at that.
Musky fishing
you know
in
what
general.
river that is,
Donnie.
boys.
The topic of casting versus trolling hares.
Now, guys, just a couple of things here. I don't want to talk too much about all of this, but I look forward to this event. This is a way to take some of your used musky gear, used fishing equipment. You show up at the Sportsman, and this is like buy, trade, sell. This is a very cool thing because you get a lot of local musky fishermen, a lot of talent in that room at one time, and you got a lot of gear to kind of look at. You guys know, being a musky fisherman, it's an illness. We have an illness for buying gear, whether that's rods and reels or lures or whatever it is. We just want to buy it. We want to stare at it. We want to play with it. This is a great opportunity to go out and pick up some new to you type gear. So that was on my mind. I took a couple of baits with me. Wasn't really concerned too much. I feel very comfortable where I'm at finally as a fisherman. You know, I target specific types of baits, and I took some baits that I wasn't using anymore. So super excited about this. So first and foremost, it was absolutely freaking packed. It was packed. The room there, I just felt like this was probably the biggest turnout we've ever had.
Oh, we gotta get K-Lion. We gotta get K-Lion. So how did Tom get you to come out here tonight? That's what I want.
I'm just a supportive person.
Oh, there you go. Supportive.
So I was super excited to see a lot of guys there. You know, I walked in. As soon as I walked in and I seen how many people were in the room, I was like immediately pumped up. And the first thing I did was run into the Musky Hunks, which is Owen Seaman, Donnie Swink, Tom Venata, and Nick Fiesler.
We have the Musky Hunks here.
Where's IDB?
He's here.
I saw a text message that said otherwise.
This guy's a legend. He doesn't want to be on camera.
He's a legend.
You have to pay him to get him on camera.
Oh, I got him. He's on.
The world's best steelhead and trout fisherman.
There you go.
The man behind the stick.
There you go. I'm going inside. What is that? Huh? Look at that thing. That's a sweet sticker you got there.
So I was super pumped to get a night to hang out with the boys. And there was just a lot of smiling faces there. Guys I haven't had a chance to talk to in person for quite a while. So it was just an awesome thing being a part of that.
Dano, he has leaders. Leaders, you're selling leaders.
Stuck an order in for some 150s.
Oh, there you go.
Said bring them to Max. I said okay.
There you go.
All right, so I arrived. You know, I'm at a table with the Musky Hunks. I'm just like super excited to be there. You know, these things are very cool because, again, you can walk up to somebody like Doug Vanasco, who had like 50 Leo lures.
Hey, Ryan Reed, how are you doing, brother? Oh, we got Leos. Care for beer. You got any Skittles over there? I don't have any Skittles, unfortunately. What's good? Look at this. What is that? Cotton candy?
Nah, this is secret weapon.
Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread.
On the table. And you can talk to Doug about charters. You can talk to him about fishing. You can pick up some Leo lures. Just a very cool thing. And there was a lot of that. You know, Evan Schoss was there. He had a couple of like older Wiley style baits. that was the main focus for me. I'm always trying to target like, you know, specific baits. Well, this time around, I actually had a Leo lures order. Okay, so that's the first thing I want to show you guys. I picked up my Leo lures. This isn't all of them, but I figured I'd show you a couple. I picked up this Mojo. This is a brown perch. I got the Blaze Orange. You know, this one's primarily going to be for Ohio and days where orange is going. And then I got a Mag and also a Mojo in this color. This is kind of a custom paint I asked Todd for. This one, you know, this is just white with black vertical bars and silver scale. I know people that have had success on this pattern and other baits. You know, I kind of want to get something like this because I feel like early on in the year, everything just has like a silvery white hue to it, you know, when the ice comes off. And I just feel like that might be why this color is so good, but we're going to try that out. So this was an opportunity for me to talk to Doug Vanasco, Jesse Barnhart, you know, Dave Rankin was there, the Bang and Bottom crew. So it was just kind of cool to talk to those guys. I got a trip scheduled with Doug, talk a little bit of fishing, talk a little bit about Leo lures, you know, just a cool thing. But in addition to that, you know, you have our Muskies Inc. leadership. So Joel Morrow was there. Chance to talk to Joel, who also guides with Doug periodically throughout the year. So it's just a cool thing. So I was able to pick up my Leo order, and that was really like the biggest thing on my list, aside from Mr. Mark King and Keystone King Musky Lures, okay? Mark actually made me a glider. I want to show you guys this. This is that secret weapon that I talked about in a couple of videos. Guys have just been catching fish on these things. These are just awesome profile baits. This is like a custom TRO pattern I asked Mark to paint for me. It's like sour perch, like the Narcans. And I think this is going to be an absolute killer this year. I just love how he painted this. Mark has such like a simple approach to painting, but it just, all the colors pop. Everything looks great, so I'm super pumped about that. And if you guys listen to the Musky Hunks podcast, he talked about those twitch baits. He's going to have some of the bigger twitch baits at Musky Max here in about 2 weeks, but Mark actually made me a 6-inch to do some testing with. This isn't in production yet, so I need to get out and throw this a little bit. I was hoping to do it today, but just couldn't. So this is his little 6-inch twitch. Pretty cool, white belly. If you guys have seen some of my videos, you know why this bait is painted that color. I've caught more than a couple of muskies on like a chartreuse white belly with like, if you can see that, it has like green scale on the top and then the black back. So look at the eyes on this puppy too. That's a pretty sweet looking eye right there. So this is like a little twitch bait. We're going to give this some casting. We're going to put some time and effort in this year on this one, especially early. I feel like this bait's going to do some serious damage, but we got to get her figured out, make sure they're running good. And, you know, I'm just kind of really excited to get this from Mark and do some testing for him. So again, guys, opportunities, you know, to get out there, talk to guys like Mark King, pick up these glide baits, you know, and really just take a look, you know, maybe pick up a Leo order. You know, this is what this event is about for me. You get to talk to these local guys that are doing this thing. So really just 2 other pickups. But first I want to talk about this. You guys know when I go to these lure swaps, I always look for Wileys. This one I found, this is a Wiley fat body. This is a brown trout pattern. I am really excited about this because this thing actually has teeth marks in it. And, you know, personally, I would never sell a bait that was hit. Guys, I don't know if you can even see the teeth mark in it, but it looks like it's been hit maybe once or twice. But this is a really cool bait. That color's kind of hard to find sometimes. I saw that, I had to have it, I picked it up, and I'm gonna run the crap out of it this year. You know, one last bait I want to talk about. There was a guy named Jimmy that was there. His bait company is Triple J Lures. Jimmy actually gave me this. This is a dog balls in one of his like pikey minnow style baits. Pretty cool bait, you know. I'm gonna give this a little run. It's in a really good pattern. I love the dog balls from Dale Wiley. Kind of funny story. Like so Jimmy kind of like gave me the finger to come over. I talked to him for a minute. He showed me some of his furniture and showed me his baits and handed this to me. It was pretty cool. So Jimmy, thank you. I appreciate that. If you're going to watch this video, I appreciate you doing that. This is a pretty cool bait. So you guys get the point. I was able to go out, pick up some bait orders that I had, you know, with Keystone King and Leo. Got a couple other baits, just working around the event. You know, that's a pretty cool thing. So these are the types of things you guys can do at the Three Rivers Lure Swap. Now, guys, the other thing that's pretty cool about the meetings, you can go and be a part of like the lure raffles. They have raffles for like equipment. Sometimes there's like rods, sometimes there's like baits. You know, it just depends. You know, there was like a Legend Perch bait available that night. So you guys can go up, you can buy some tickets, you can throw them in a bucket. The proceeds go to like the minnow fund and the club. Just a really cool thing. So you get a chance at a couple of baits to be raffled off during the night. Now for this year's lure swap, Gary Andreas was actually able to bring in Brian Clark to talk a little bit of musky fishing. Now Brian did an awesome seminar. He did a great job. I thought it was very technical. I thought it was interesting, and I thought it was entertaining. So I just really want to say, you know, Brian Clark, if you watch this, thank you very much for coming out and being a part of the Three Rivers Lure Swap. It was just a cool thing to have a seminar that night. And thank you to Muskies Inc. for having a guest at this event to come out and talk musky fishing. So guys, the Three Rivers Chapter 16 of Muskies Inc. Lure Swap is an awesome event. It's a great opportunity for you guys to come out and talk musky fishing. Talk with the local fishermen in your area. Find techniques, find lures, find gear, find all the things that will help you be successful as a musky angler. It gives you an opportunity to immerse yourself in that and really just talk fishing and learn as much as you can. So Muskies Inc., if you guys go out and you join Muskies Inc., you wanted to go out and join, you get the calendar, which is right here. This is 2021's calendar. Kind of cool because it actually has Andrew Holbert on the cover of it from Andrew's Musky Lures. But you get the calendar, you get, and I apologize, my cats like to really bite the cover here, but you get the magazine, the Muskies Inc. magazine for $45 or whatever dollar amount it is now. You get the magazine, you get the calendar, you get to be a part of these events. You know, again, the club does a lot for the state of Pennsylvania and our musky fisheries. The club works directly with PA Fish and Boat on the Minnow Fund, and now we're going to be stocking some fish in some lakes like Keystone Power Dam. The club is focused on conservation and musky conservation in particular. I look forward to this thing for like basically 12 months. You know, we're going to say 11 months because usually we got Musky Max right after this. So it's just one of those things. So I really look forward to this event. It's just a fun thing. And hopefully this little video just gives you guys an idea of what is possible at these events. That's the entire reason I take the time to do these, is to talk about Three Rivers, talk about Muskies Inc., talk about the lure swap, to give you guys an idea of what you're going to get out of that event and what could be possible if you just go with some positive energy and just in general, just like go and have fun. So, all right, yins guys, if you guys like this video, hit that like button for me. If you guys like this content overall, please subscribe to my channel. I greatly appreciate it. All right, guys, in closing, I'll just say, check out Muskies Inc. Check out Three Rivers in your local Western Pennsylvania area. Maybe come out to the club, check it out, become a member, learn some more about musky fishing. I will hopefully see you guys soon on the water, but we got Musky Max in 2 weeks. We got Musky Road Rolls coming into town in 7 days. I'm super excited for this time of year, so let's go. All that's left to say, guys, is tight lines. We'll see yins next time.